So Mark, what is IntelliRush?
IntelliRush is a wrapper around Visual Studio's IntelliSense that gives you a sophisticated filtering mechanism and a little more advanced presentation of the information that shows up inside of IntelliSense. Here, for example, I've got a WPF application that I've created, and we might want to manually hook up an event to what we've got here. So normally, if I type in this and a dot, I see something that looks a lot like this, where I have, as you can see, a very tiny little thumb here and many, many entries, including extension methods, of which I can start searching through. So if I want to look, for example, for an event that fires after the form has been created and displayed, and I don't know the name of the event, I might start looking and typing like activated or something like that. I might say that, and it says, oh no, wait, this is not what I want. It occurs when a window becomes the foreground window. So now that I don't know the name, now I'm just looking through each one, scrolling up and down, looking for an icon that looks like an event, taking a look at it, that sort of thing, right? You can imagine this is going to take a while.
Yes, certainly.
What IntelliRush does is it gives you this little tap control for options down here. And when you tap the control key, you have now filtering options. So whatever key you hit, that's going to be the thing that you're going to view. So right now we're viewing all, but if I want to look only for events, as in this case I do, I'm just going to hit the letter E. Now that gives me only the events. And so now you can see the thumb is much bigger. And even though I have a lot of events, it's still much less than I had to look through before.
Sure, yeah.
And I can slice this even further. If I tap the control key and I hit the letter H for hierarchy, I can decide what part of the hierarchy I want to look at. And so here you can see that I'm in WPF application 2.main window. That's my active class. That's class 0. So the class you're in is always going to be class 0. And if I want to maybe look up and limit my search to maybe half of this, like maybe control down to here, what I can do is I can hold the control key down plus the number and I can include descendants. So let's say we want to look at framework element all the way up to my class. I can just hit control plus the number 4, and I'll do that now. And now I can see we're looking at only from framework element to main window entries. Now we've seen all of them again, but I can tap the control key one more time and hit E for events, and now look at the events I'm looking at. It's a much smaller list of events for me to go through. And now I can just go through each one of these, initialize, take a look at that. Maybe that's the event I wanted to look at, and look at loaded, and oh, here we go. This is the one I want when the element's laid out, rendered, and ready for interaction. So I've got this ability to filter, and I can filter off of namespaces, classes. These are not available. That's why they're grayed out right now. But if I were to just come right up here and bring it up, I can come in and say, well, let's see what interfaces are in scope. And I can see all of those.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's have a quick look at that hierarchy again.
Sure. I need a class to get the hierarchy, so I'll type in this.
That's fine, yeah. So when we say hierarchy, we are talking literally about the class's own hierarchy. So your main window here inherited from window, which inherited from content control, which inherited from control.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're in your own code base away from WPF, which I myself am not familiar with, but if we were somewhere else, we would see our own hierarchies of things that we had inherited from. And of course, that helps us explore anybody else's hierarchy to find events that are at higher level, properties that are at a different level. And combining those two types of filter can give us a very niche area, which is of course where our mind is thinking, well, I need something from this general area.
Yes, exactly. So IntelliRush will also show you overloads. So for example, the add handler method has got overloads, and we can tell because it's got this little sub-menu item symbol here. If we highlight it and hit the right arrow key, you'll see those overloads appear. And you actually see the parameters listed here, regardless of how many overloads are available.
So normal IntelliSense would have shown us both of those items in the main list.
No, actually, it would have shown us only one. In fact, we can toggle IntelliRush on and off using this icon. So if I turn it off and we come back in here again, you can see add handler, it only has one entry. This is IntelliSense.
So providing is expanded information.
Right, exactly. The other thing is...
No, there is an overload, but you can't see anything about it particularly from this view.
Right. Notice there's also no way to resize this, right? But if we turn on IntelliRush and we bring this back up again, now we see more, right? It's remembered the last resizing that we've had for it in terms of how big this is. And now with that handler, we can see that additional information with those pieces, with that information that's there. We can go through and we can see others as well. So there's an example with 3 overloads. So it just gives you more information. The other thing that's cool is if I select one of these, like I select this right here, it fills in default arguments for me using CodeRush's fields. So I can type in whatever my first parameter is, hit enter there, my second parameter, hit enter, and my third parameter, and finally I'm at the end of the line. So it's a very, very much faster way of finding what you want, and then once you find it, of filling in the fields.
Very nice.
If you want to learn more about CodeRush and all its features, check out the documentation on our website. Thanks for watching.